What's up, gamers? And today we had the version 1.3 live stream for Zenless Zone 0, and while yes, I think they touched on a lot of great things in this update, and I think this is an overall great update, I do still have some problems with it, and some things that I would still like to see added to the game, and some improvements that still need to be made to the game, but we'll talk about that at the end of the video. So to get a better understanding of what I'm talking about, let's quickly go over everything that they gave us in this update. The first thing that we got here, guys, is obviously our new agents, Yanagi and Lighter, guys, or Yanagi. I don't know how they said it in the live stream trailer. He said it here.
Miss Tsukishiro Yanagi.
Anyways, Yanagi is going to be our anomaly electric type unit, and Lighter is going to be our fire stunner type unit. Now, basically the breakdown of what these two units do, Yanagi obviously is an anomaly type character, but she plays off a disorder, right? She has two separate stances that she can use, and if you swap them out correctly, you can get maximum buffs from both of these sides here. I will be having a full build guide on her out very soon, so keep watch for that. But the basic premise of her kit, guys, is she's going to be the main DPS thing on the field, proccing off this disorder debuff because she is electric. So using her on a team with someone like a Bernice, which I said in my previous video was going to future-proof your account for a time to come, she is going to be able to play with Bernice's fire here to actually proc off the disorder on the enemy. So this makes her an insanely good unit, and also her movement style and play style looks really fun to play as well. So I cannot wait to get in there with her and actually try to use her and stuff like that. Number two, let's talk about Lighter. Sorry, I had to do it. Guys, he is so hot, let me tell you guys. This is a husbando of husbandos, and I cannot wait to get in there and use him because while a lot of people are saying, he's not gonna stun! He doesn't even scale off of impact! Guys, I think he's in the stunner class. He's obviously going to be able to stun. But on top of this, too, he plays exactly like one of my favorite characters in Honkai Star Rail. My boy Luka Bobuka, okay? He's swinging those left, right, Ichidori good nights, just absolutely slaying every single enemy that gets in his way. So I love him for this, too. And then they also mentioned that he would be helping out fire and ice type characters, meaning characters like Ellen. If you don't have a Lycon, this could be a very good option to put in there. Now, I get he's not like the maid class or whatever, so you're not getting that set bonus off of that, but this could still be a really good option for teams that use Ellen Joe, and I really love this about him. Also very good for teams with Soldier 76 as well, and I do think that this could be a slight power creep to Lycon as well, so very nice to see. I do love what Lighter does. Which one are you pulling on? Let me know in the comment section down below, Yanagi or Lighter. I would love to know what your guys' thoughts are, but let's go ahead and hop into the next point now, which does still involve Lighter and Yanagi, the new story modes we're getting. Guys, normally we get new story modes of characters, but this time they're doing something a little bit different. They're making it into an event. Yippee, right? And while I do have some gripes with the premise of this, I'll talk about that later in the video. Overall, I do think this is a great thing because it's giving you extra rewards, it's incentivizing you to play these stories, and it just helps your account out overall, right? This is a really good change that I like. I hope that they continue to do things like this in the future by incentivizing you more to complete these stories, to give you more rewards to help level up characters, and it's one of my favorite changes they've added. But while we're on the topic of like events and stuff like that, we have a couple more things coming. A new tower mode. Is it an in-game mode? I don't know, but it's a permanent game mode. Hopefully it is an in-game game mode because that's one thing I feel like we're lacking. Like I said, we'll touch on this stuff at the end of the video, but I do think this new tower mode could be really beneficial, especially with how the mechanics work of, you know, you bring your characters in, if they lose health, you keep that health the whole time, so it incentivizes you to play good. So maybe you got through a stage of Shiyu defense by just spamming or something like that and you lost HP on your characters. This makes you want to play good, right? It makes you not want to get hit, it makes you want to dodge enemy attacks and actually play effectively and efficiently. I love it when we see innovation on in-game type game modes. If this does turn out to be an in-game type game mode, I think we really do need it. Now on to the next point, Hollow Zero update. I love Hollow Zero. I love it when they add new roguelike mechanics to it. I love it when they just innovate. Same thing with Simulated Universe for Honkai Star Rail as well, if you play that. I love the addition of the roguelike game modes that they have in the game right now. That's honestly one of my favorite modes to play. So with them adding more stuff to this, giving us more rewards for it, I'm absolutely fully open to any change or any buff they want to make to that. Outside of that, they added very small events in to get in and get out and just kind of get your rewards and have a nice, fun, dandy day. A little photography mode. There's one mode where you go and do like little tasks for a little bangoo or something like that. And then also we're getting a complete free bangoo this patch as well, which is the night bangoo, which we can get from one of the events. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. It could be really good. Don't really know the stats of it right now, but just judging from other Hoyoverse titles, when they normally give a limited time item out, you can only get from a certain timed event, it's usually pretty good. So I would definitely be farming for that and getting it to the max refinement that you can possibly get it to. And then finally, finally quality of life changes, which thank God. Please, I think my favorite thing being added to gacha games now is quality of life. I don't know what it is, me just getting older and just wanting things to be a bit easier. I think when I look at an update and see quality of life updates, it just tickles me pink, okay guys? And the basic premise of what this quality of life is going to be doing is easy upscaling now, right? So whenever you're in the character menu, if you need like a certain trace material or a certain skill material, you can just automatically take from the lowest level and send it to the highest level just like that, instead of having to go and then refine a certain amount. It can automatically just be done off rip now, no having to go to a separate menu screen to do that. Very, very good in my books. Also, they'll be adding a refinement feature to your disk drives. You know those little like purple, blue disk drives that you have? You can refine those, either take them up or take them down. You can take them up to gold now. So that's going to be more free disk drives for your account, so that's going to be less farming overall that you're going to have to be doing. And then one really big change they made here is to the UI. This is one of my complaints. Overall, I like the UI of Zenless Zone Zero, but this is my main complaint, is sometimes it's hard to find stuff. And with this new update, you'll be easier to find stuff. They've adjusted the daily screen that you have now, adding in a couple more options to it. Not only adding in a better readability for like the dailies you're doing, it's also adding in a feature where now you can get to more events from this screen, like the events you're going to be doing, and free play and stuff like that as well, like your tactics, trainings, and stuff like that. So all of these are very welcome changes. I like that they're adding quality of life in the game, but now with the full kind of update notes out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about what I like and dislike about this update. First of all, love the quality of life they're doing. Kind of a backhanded compliment here. I want more. I want more quality of life, right? I want to see the update where we're finally getting multiple ults that we can use. That is something that I am very adamantly waiting for. The ability to use multiple ultimates on the team from you. I don't know how they're going to implement it. They said they're going to implement it. I am ready for it, and I cannot wait for it. And I understand that it's coming in a later update. I just kind of wanted to make that point. That is something mainly that I wanted to see kind of over this other stuff that they've done. Not to say that's bad, but that is something that I would like to see added. Another really big thing that they didn't add this update, another new A-rank character. And I know you guys might say, why do we need A-rank characters? I think A-rank characters are needed for, first of all, free-to-play people that want to play the game, right? If we take a look at anything, even like the Pride Win tier list, right? You can take a look of where all of our characters are currently at right now. I mean, Piper is probably the best DPS that we have. We don't have like any pure DPS characters that are even prevalent right now, right? So we need more of those characters. I understand that we have like pretty top tier support characters. I would like to see another free-to-play stun character. I would like to see another free-to-play anomaly DPS character, and I would like to see another free-to-play pure DPS character. These are things that I would like to see added to the game, and when you don't add these in your patches, it calls for less diversity in the game, because then we're only getting the niches and metas that are currently being pushed forward in the S-rank characters right now in the game, right, which are anomaly basically, right? That's another gripe that I have, which we'll say for another video. While I do like anomaly a lot, I think they're really heavily pushing on it and kind of putting like those crit based damage dealers on the back burner. I'm not saying that's a bad thing by any means, and I know a lot of people probably will like that a lot, that we're getting like this forefront of like anomaly type characters, which is very different from other type of games that kind of just push your crit rate units forward first and then they kind of go into these sub niches after the fact. But I think they're pushing too heavily into it, and I think there should be an even focus between our anomaly characters and our pure DPS characters, because I feel like this fast track, this fast roll we're going on kind of leaves us in a space where these characters are going to get power creep very fast, and then whenever we have a new pure DPS character, they're going to get power creep like that, right? Because the anomaly DPS characters are so good, you kind of have to make an equivalent now for pure DPS, so these characters immediately become obsolete. There's not like a small stepping stone in between characters. That's my main gripe with that. Kind of adding in new A-rank characters that help those early game and free-to-play players out, and just having more diverse damage types. And then my final point I want to make here, a lot of repetitive content, right? Like, yes, I get it. We have these small little events to just get through the day, right? I want more diversity. Like, why are we already rerunning a small, like, little picture-taking event this early? Like, we just had that, like, what, a patch ago, I think, when 1.1 came out, we had little picture-taking game mode. Like, why are we getting that so early? I don't like these little menial tasks that they just kind of give us, right? And this kind of leads me into my second point now. I like the cheesecake event, whatever that was, right? I love that little event we had there, right? But I don't like it when the event is to do the story that was already going to be added into the game in the first place. Like, I feel like that's kind of a cop-out, no? Like, most people are probably going to do that anyway, just for the rewards, the polychrome awards. And yes, it's nice that we're getting extra rewards on top of that, but I don't think an event should be structured around that. I still think we should be able to get those rewards from doing this event, the story event, but add in another event that's not related or tied to that, right? I need something else of substance that is going to carry me through even past just doing these character story events, because normally the character story events are done like that. Regardless of that, guys, I do think this is a very, very good update. I do like the changes and additions they've added to the game. I just think there could be a little bit more. I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think this update is a boom or a doom? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Bye, guys. See you later.